I pick up that guitar and it makes me feel better.
Do you ever think about what would have happened if Winter wouldn't have gotten picked up and things wouldn't have started rolling? What would you do?
Really, things didn't really start rolling after I wrote Winter. I mean, it was on a TV show, but I mean, if you watch any of these TV shows, you're going to hear 6 different songs every episode of every one of these TV shows in America that use some song that you've never heard, or, you know what I mean? It's not like you have one song on a TV show and then all of a sudden you're a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had 70 episodes of television shows that have used my songs. So, and now I'm finally getting released over here in Europe. So it's not like one song just kind of like, okay, now you're famous. You know, I mean, not at all. It couldn't be further from the truth, actually. Mm-hmm. All it did was make me realize that I just got some positive feedback from it and made me think, well, that's kind of cool. Maybe I could try to do this and not just have it be a hobby, but maybe it could be a career. Who knows? Mm-hmm. You know, so I just kept writing and kept writing and kept writing, and for the last 5 years I've been on tour, just different city every day and learning how to play music on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working my ass off.
It doesn't come easily. You have to
No, definitely not.
But you said, I found it very interesting, you said that these TV shows and films are like the radio of our era, or becoming like the radio of our era, because...
Well, back then, the radio, back in the day, the only way to have people hear your songs was the radio. Now there's so many vehicles. There's television shows, there's commercials, there's films, there MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, I mean, so many different ways to get your music out to people all over the world. So radio's just one of them. TV shows are just one of them, you know?
The Columbia episode, which you said, I don't want to release my record if I have to put on another song, another hit song.
Uh-huh.
I bet you talked about it 100 times, but
I don't mind talking about it. I mean, I think that's like the most proud I've ever been in my short career.
Can you tell in short what happened and why you did that?
Yeah, well, I made this record, Simple Times. It was the first record I made with the record company. It's with Columbia. And I really loved the record. I mean, I feel a record's a moment in time, you know? And they said, when I handed it in, they said, we love this record and we want to put it out right away, but we want something on there that's going to be full band, electric guitar, something really, really radio friendly that everyone in the radio, all the program directors are going to say, okay, that's a hit, let's play it. And I said, I have nothing against that kind of music, it's just not where I am right now, you know? Maybe it'll be on my next record, you know? And they said, well, we really want this to happen and we're not going to release the record until you do it. And so I just gave them all their money back. And, well, it wasn't that easy. I spent about a month not sleeping, you know, thinking, what should I do? What should I do? I mean, I'd been serving food to people and parking cars and waiting tables, you know, like doing all these day jobs and to support myself. And finally I had all this money from the record company and I was like, well, this is nice. You know, I can go into a restaurant and order anything on the menu. But ultimately I just decided that if I did what they wanted me to do and it wasn't being honest and true to myself, I'd never sleep, you know? I'd be awake all night, every night, thinking, ugh, what did I do? So I gave them all their money, but luckily I hadn't really spent any of the money. You know, I'm always on the road. I don't even have an apartment, you know? I just have a guitar and a suitcase, so I don't buy a bunch of clothes or anything like that, and I don't have any drug habits, so, you know, I still had the money. So I just gave it all back to them and found a little indie label in the States that had just started up, and they signed me as their first artist, and they put the record out. We didn't do any press. There was no lead time, you know. Just put it right up on iTunes, and it went to #1 in America, and so it was a little vindication.
But did you find them, or the label, or did they find you?
Actually, the A&R guy from Columbia, his name's Craig Winkler, he really believed in the record, and but it was just the president of the label that said, I want the hit, you know. But everyone else in the label said, we love this record, let's put it out, let's put it out. but the president of the company said, I want that big top 40 radio hit, and I'm not hearing it. So Craig set up the indie label called Mom and Pop with his friends from another label, and got Columbia to release me from my contract after I gave them all their money back behind the scenes. And then a month later, Craig left Columbia and came over to Mom and Pop to be my A&R guy. So we were like, see you later.
It's like he set up Mom and Pop for you to release your album. That's a big honor, I think.
Yeah,
and
good A&R guy.
And he's still
They're few and far between.
You're still working with him, right? Yeah.